Hi everybody, I want you to excuse the way I look. I just woke up. Look, I ate ice cream. I got ice cream or something. No, that's that dry spot on my face. Alright, I am letting my natural hair grow out. That's why my hair is more gray. And I look really rough. I have no makeup on. I just literally woke up and started researching. Okay, so this is what we need to do really quick. I listened to Restore Republic today. And I got a few downloads today, so I'm getting lots of downloads. So this is what I wrote. I was telling my followers on my like-minded people, and I don't like using the word followers, that they're talking about who designed the roadways in Washington, and then President Washington approved it. Oh, that looks bad. That is like a really... Is it coming off? Okay. Ooh. Okay, that looks much better. Okay. Approved those roadways. But they were done that way on purpose. It has to do with... I'm getting a download, so I'm trying to do this as I'm hearing. They're telling me what to say. You have energy grid lines on the planet. And some of them are stronger, and this is where some people can actually feel vibration. Some people live within these lines, and they have supernatural phenomenon like ghosts or hauntings, especially if they're in tune to the energy. They tend to have more of it. So the way that they did our roadways, our highways, our neighborhood streets, where we were able to have neighborhoods, all of this was done on purpose. This way, the places that they wanted to have the most energy, they were able to get there. So let's say you have this road and you go down it, and then at the end you have like this nuclear plant. The reason it was that way is so that nuclear plant would sit somewhere where the energy was stronger. I can't think of the word, and they're wanting me to tell you this. They really are. But it was done on purpose so they would get the full benefits of the energy that comes off the planet. They draw upon it. Satanic buildings, satanic monuments are built a lot on these things. So I'm seeing visions of people coming in with truckloads of dirt and putting the dirt on roads. And then they're putting grass and planting trees. They're going to change our roadways. So let's say you go down Bob's Road, and that's how you get home. Well, Bob's Road may be covered in dirt and planted over to get rid of that. So you have to drive down other roads. A lot of roads are going to disappear. A lot of roadways. And they're going to cover over them. We may see highways. We may even see some interstates just disappear, get covered over. Neighborhoods are going to change. I've already seen this in visions where abandoned homes will be torn down. They're going to make them, like where that plot of land is, they may divide it between the two houses on the other side. They may get more yard. Or possibly they will make it into where they plant vegetables or fruit trees, herbs, something. You're not going to have neighborhoods like you have them now. You're never going to have that again. That's going to go away. That is like a controlling kind of thing. Now, if you live in a community like in the old days, they weren't that close, but there were smaller communities. Like in your Wild West days. People are going to move out. So there's going to be a lot of open things. And some of these places are just, they're not going to be sold for people to live in. Some of them are just going to be torn down. And they're going to put grass and trees over it. The landscape of this planet is going to change. And this is going to take I'm hearing 30 years altogether. That's how long it's going to take about. That's decent. It's understandable and it's doable. It really is. I'm just getting so many downloads. So we already know, and I'm going to go over it again, which is going to upset people. We already know that many people are not going to make it. So we know that everybody that's in a country where you have a lot of illegals that have come in, they're going to go back to their home country. There's lots of room for them back in their home countries. And they don't have, like it is here in the United States, they're not confined together. China's worse than we are, but they're not confined. So they're going to be able to go in and buy acreage and build their own homes, and they're going to want to do that. I think there's hardly anybody who's here. And even maybe people who became a United States citizen, they may give that up to go back to their home country. They miss their homes. They really do. They only came here for the opportunities that this country gave them. But when they realize that their own country's now going to give them the opportunities, they're going to go back. There's going to be so much room in this country. So now let's talk about the things that people don't like to talk about. You've got people that are walking around in body sleeves. You got people walking around that are clones. You've got holograms. You've got people that are wearing CGI masks. Then you've got your reptiles that cloak themselves. And that's because there's a frequency. And when that frequency is disturbed, we're going to be able to see them who they really are. So that movie, They Live, or They're Alive, or what, you know, with Rowdy, the wrestler dude that was in it, They Live, or whatever it was called, where you could put the glasses on and you could see them. That was disrupting the frequency. And you could see them. That's going to happen. They're not going to be able to hide themselves. So anybody who has been hiding themselves, you're going to see them for who they are. I don't think, hold on, that's saying some of them are good. So don't assume just because you see them in their true form that they're bad. You're going to know if they're bad. You're going to know, because our instincts, we're going to use our instincts much, much better. But some of them just want to be here. Some of them, they do. And they're going to feel bad that they had to disguise themselves. And they did that for their safety. Because if they didn't, they would get, you know, murdered, or they'd get tortured or experimented on. And they knew that. So not all of them are bad. Majority are, but there are some that are good, that have been doing what they can to help us, but they had to stay cloaked. And I don't know if it's just going to be reptiles. There are other things here that just don't want to be seen. We may start seeing them as well, because whatever vibration it is that allows us to not see it is going to go away. So we may start seeing things that we hadn't seen before. So all those fantasy movies where you see all these monsters and stuff, people fighting or just being around, and you think, wow, that's kind of cool. Well, we're actually going to be there. But what I'm getting at is some people are going to have to leave. Some of these things are going to leave. Some of them are just, they're not going to feel welcome. They're going to be scared for their lives. And they may have to leave. But it's going to open up so much room. So it will be easy to cover up these roads and get rid of a lot of these roads that aren't needed. They say, oh, we need this road to disrupt the traffic, you know, to divert it, to make it easier. No, that's all going to go away. The landscape's changing. It's like two people talking to me. Possibly. I don't know. It's really hard to do this videotaping while it's happening, but I've done it before in the past, and we're just going to roll with it. So the landscape is going to change, but it's going to change for the better. And absolutely, when you go outside and ground, you're gonna feel it. You really are gonna feel it much stronger than you do now. They want me to talk about the 8th. They're not telling me what's gonna happen, but there will be changes that happen on the 8th. They just want you to be ready. They want you to be ready. Change is coming. I'm about to cry. Change is coming. I woke up today, went in the kitchen to get my ice cream. I'm on an ice cream kick. Change is coming. You can probably feel it within yourself. You probably just feel like, I don't want to participate. I don't want to participate anymore in this stuff. I don't want to do it. I dislike it. I dislike the feeling of the force to do something I don't want to do. I hate it. It hurts me so bad because I keep getting stronger. And it pains me to participate in this satanic life. I know that there's something else I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to help people. I'm going to be very, very busy. And people that don't know me, I think will know me soon enough. I was told to stay small, to stay on the back burner, to stay down. Don't put myself out there right now, because all these other people that did that, they're going to move backwards, and people like me, we're going to come forward. All of us who've stayed on the back burners that were told, you know, don't draw a whole lot of attention to yourself right now. We're gonna move forward. There's something more important that we have to do. People like me. I don't know what it is I'm supposed to do. I just know when it's time, I'll know what to do. Now, I've talked about having visions of closing portals. There's a possibility that I may be closing portals. There may be a possibility that I open portals. I don't know. I just know that I can shift energy now. I can move it. If the energy's bad where I work, I can take it and I move it. I push it out the door. I've been able to pull negative energy out of people. I've been able to help people in pain, move their pain, pull it out. I'm doing this because I get downloads and they're telling me, and then some of it I just know how to do. And that comes from being here before. I don't know who I was before. I just know I was somebody before. And I was here. So a lot of my past knowledge on things that I did before is coming forward. That's where my knowledge of my herbs is coming from. Knowledge of I can do a reading for somebody, and I don't even have to be around that person. I could probably do a reading for someone that you told me. You just gave me a name. I could probably do a reading for them. I've been going on a lot of these herbal sites, and I listen to what these people are saying through their readings. And then I'm able to tune in to what they're saying, and then I see some of it is not what they're thinking. Some of it is a spiritual thing. But I'm able to go and do a reading on them, and then I tell them what herbs to get. It's just nutty. I'm getting stronger, and I think that's why it hurts me physically to leave to participate in the Matrix. My knee has been screaming really bad, and it hurts to walk. But when I decide that I'm just not going to participate, it quits hurting. So something is telling me that I'm supposed to be doing something different. So if you are having these types of things and you're not quite sure what's going on, please reach out to me. Send me a message here or email me, which I'll leave my email address. And then if you need to talk to me physically, then we can do it over the phone. I'll give you my phone number or I'll call you. The ones of us that know something, we feel something, or we're being pulled, we need to get together and we need to talk. We really do. There's something that we're supposed to do that nobody else can do. I do believe that the white hats know who we are. I think they know. I think they've been monitoring us and watching us. Now, I've known this for a really long time. Back when I lived in Ocean Springs, I had a green lizard-looking visitor in my hallway. And I was sitting on the couch, and I looked up, and he was looking at me. He couldn't come to me, but he wanted me to know that he knew I could see him. He just wanted me to know it, that he was aware of me, and he wanted me to be aware of him. I didn't freak out, and I didn't scream. I mean, it was the first time I ever seen this thing before. I didn't know what it was. I still don't really know what it was. It wasn't tall. It wasn't like 6 foot tall. It was small. Doesn't mean it was a child. It was just small. Or maybe that was the way he wanted me to see him, small. So I know that they know of me. So if they know of me, then there's other light beings that know of me. So that's why I'm saying, you know, I feel like the white hats know who I am. I think they're very aware of me. And I've told people before that some of you are going to get knocks on the door. I've also told you many times that when Q said, remember your oath, they weren't talking to the normal citizens. They were talking to the veterans. They were talking to people that already had been in the military. And I told people this. I went around at work asking people, have you gotten a letter yet asking you to come back? And like, what are you talking about? I said, the military is going to ask you to come back. They're like, I haven't gotten that letter. Well, I had found 2 people that did. But now it's more common. So many veterans are getting these letters telling them they got to come back. I told everybody. I may have made some videos about it. I may have talked about it. I know I talked about it in Facebook. I believe I talked about it on Telegram. I'm just not sure how many videos I talked about it. I may have mentioned it, but not really stayed on it much. But I told people, these are visions that no one else had. These are visions that no one else talked about. I did. I'm talking about things that no one else talks about years ahead of everybody. That's how come I know that there's something very, very special that I have to do. Anyone who's been watching any of the videos that I've done, anybody who's followed me on Telegram, anybody that knows me from Facebook, all of this stuff, you're gonna go, oh my God, she did say that. She said that 8 years ago. She said that 9 years ago. You're gonna start remembering the things that I've told you. You're gonna remember things that I've said. You're gonna remember the jokes I made about things. When I worked at a different casino back when my little boy was really small, I used to say, what if people were giants like the dinosaurs and we shrunk? And I remember the person working with me in the poker cage said, you're freaking crazy. I said, no, think about it. We were giants at one time. What are we finding out now? We're finding out that the air on this planet was different. And because of it, and also because of the copper and other things, that we grew taller. We were actually normally probably 6 or 7 feet tall or taller at one time. But when they started cutting down all the trees, they started gathering up the resources, that energy that would make us taller or bigger, it started shrinking us. Now, what if they allow these things to come back? What if our friends above have got the seeds to the original trees that were here? And just what if? We allowed the grids to go back. What if our trees grew back really tall? What if maybe being 4'11" will be a very odd thing? Maybe people will go back to being 6, 7, possibly 8 feet tall. What if? Everything's going to change. This is not something that happens overnight. This is going to take years. But people are going to laugh about how small we are. They're going to like, what happened to those people? Why were they so small? Look at those men with the female looking arms. What? It's going to be funny. We're going to go back to the way we were supposed to be. This planet is going back to the way it's supposed to be. It's like when they say reset, I don't think people understand quite what they're really saying. Everything resets. Not just the Constitution, not going just back to the original Constitution. Everything. We're going back living the way we were supposed to. So it's going to be like Little House on the Prairie, which I say all the time. So when I saw those pictures of Little House on the Prairie popping up all over Telegram, to me, that was the white hats letting me know that I'm spot on. Now you can laugh all you want. I don't care. I don't care. I saw Little House on the Prairie everywhere and I started crying. I said, I'm the only one who always says Little House on the Prairie. And now there's pictures of it. That was someone letting me know that I'm right. I've probably been the most on-spot psychic there has been about the things going on. Now, I know that I've said possibly reset this day, possibly reset that way, because I'm feeling the energy. And I've always been honest and upfront. I don't talk to anybody except my downloads, which I get from Energy Source, and then whatever guides I have speak to me in here. I have telepathy. So it's not odd for me to do this. This is something I've had as a little girl. Now, I'm not saying I'm channeling them, because I'm not. They just reach out and talk to me, and then I just talk to them back with thought. But the reset is more than what a lot of you understand. You're not going to go back to the life that you have now. That has to change. And I've made a video about why things have to change. So you need to go back and find that video. But if we live the way that we're living now, we're going to destroy ourselves. We're going to destroy the planet. We're going to destroy everything. Nothing will live. And when you do something bad, there's ripple effects that kind of go like this. So if we destroy ourselves, we're going to destroy other life forms. Not just here, in other places. Because our ripple effect will go out that far. There's too many other things that are dependent on this particular place that we are. So that's why so many others out there have risked their lives, their livelihoods, to help us. Because if they don't help us, it could affect their families and their lives and their life forms, their planets, their homes. So this place had to be priority. And it's time. They knew now it's time. And there are many, many volunteers that are fighting behind the scenes that you don't even know right now. Because their lives depend on it. So we're going to go back to the way we're supposed to be. Living in harmony. Living in a balance. Now there's another thing I want you to start paying attention to. Because I can't show you everything here. I mean, I can a little bit. Let me see. Let me turn my tablet on. And I want to show you a couple of things. But remember when I said I had a vision back when I was on Facebook about the bears? Well, we know the bear represents Russia. That's why the bear was coming in and sleeping in the lawns. And everybody started picking on me because I said that on Facebook. Well, on you. Because the bear represents Russia. See if I can find these things real quick. But I also said that it's going to be normal for people to be sitting out in their yards, sitting on a lawn chair, barbecuing. Kids are going to be playing in the yard. And a bear is just going to walk through the neighborhood. No one's going to stop what they're doing because they're not afraid of the bear. And then the bear's not afraid of us. That's because we're going to be on the same wavelength, the same balance. God showed me a vision of a circle, and inside the circle he used a stick, because when he speaks to you in your personality. And because I'm childlike, I never did give up my childlike things. That's what keeps me innocent. Just go with me here. And some people say I'm kind of naive to things, or I'm different. I am different. I'm different because I had to be different, because my being different is what's going to help many people. Okay, so everybody that's ever picked on me, made fun of me, laughed at me, even laughed at me about these videos, everything that I've done, everything that I am is for a reason. And I'm never going to change. I'm always going to be who I am. But anyway, he uses stick people. So he showed me this stick man outside the circle, and he's poking at it. And inside of the circle are these animals that are running this way. And then he showed me the circle again, but he showed me the stick man inside of the circle running with the animals. That's because we're going back to a balance. Now, I'm going to show you this video here. It's a little boy playing with a kangaroo. So I'm going to turn this camera around. Hopefully you can see it. Oh, where are we? Okay, that's one of many that you're going to start seeing these wild animals start interacting with us. But that's not the only one. I'm going to show you another one here really quick. And this is going to go to my people that used to aggravate me when I lived in Ocean Springs. Okay, that's just two. There's many more that I always post on my page. But as you can see, the animals are starting to do exactly what I said they would do. That they would come to your yard and just hang out. Just want to be around you. And there are people that are in tune to that, like I am. Like in my video, you find me with a lot of ducks. Everybody in my neighborhood hated me. They couldn't understand. But see, the ducks weren't going to be the only animals that were going to come to me. There were going to be other animals that were going to come beside the ducks. I'd walk outside and those ducks would run as fast as they could to get to me. Those ducks love me. I miss them. I had to leave my pet duck with those wild ducks because I couldn't take my duck with me. But that's okay, because I am going to be around ducks. This is what's happening, and it's starting to happen now. And I've been the only psychic that's talked about this. This is going to be the new normal. What you think is normal now is not normal. What is in these videos was the way it used to be, and it's going back to that, because we're going to be on the same grid. We're going to be on the same wavelength, and they're not going to be afraid of us. Now, you're going to have animals that are not going to want to be around you, of course, but in general, there are going to be people that are going to have animals in their front yard. There are going to be people that have animals just following with them as they're walking. This is going to be the new normal. This is where we're going. We're going back to a basic form of life. All right, I only had 38 minutes on this video, and it's been 30. I'll try to make another video later on today, because I'm sure I'm going to be getting a lot of downloads. If you would like a card reading, or see if I can just do a reading for you, please message me. Let me know, and I will do the best I can. Just know change is coming. Don't be afraid. Be ready and be prepared. And as I get more downloads, I will post on my page, A Like-Minded People. I don't post on Facebook. I will probably post before we shut down. But other than that, I won't post. I am on Twitter, Spirit of the Wolf, so you can find me on Twitter as well, or X, or whatever it's called, but Spirit of the Wolf. You can find me there, and reach out to me if you don't have Telegram and you're trying to get a hold of me. Try me on the X. You'll find me there. All right, guys, I'll make another video later. I will post this one on Telegram. I will post it on X. Just be ready. It's coming. The time is now. God said it's time. Change is coming. The changes are going to be scary, but they'll be better. It'll be the way it's supposed to be. We're going back to what we were supposed to be. Everything is. Everything is. And you should be excited. Okay, guys, I'll talk to you later.